Job streamers, Adonis coming to you again with my co-host Jess. Today we are talking about something very special, and that is DMs, lead nurturing, and lead generation strategies for businesses. Business owners, this is for you. If you're looking to upscale what you're doing, you're looking to have more success in terms of conversions on appointments, we have perfect content for you today. Jess, what would you like to kind of start us off with in terms of what companies need to be doing in that regard?
Yeah, so obviously every business needs customers and clients, or else you're not going to make money. So, what is the best way to get those customers? Especially if you're starting out, one of my favorite ways, and the way that I built all my businesses, is through a direct message campaign using automation software that connects with LinkedIn. So the reason for this is multiple. One, it's essentially free to do. I mean, if you do it yourself manually, it's completely free. If you do want to use the automation software, it's minimal cost. We're talking like $100 a month, and you can sometimes get deals and even get it for like $50 a month. So it's really nothing too crazy. And this is something you can do, like I said, for free yourself. So basically what you're going to do is figure out who is your target market. And then you're going to go on LinkedIn and find that target audience through job titles, through whatever like behavioral things that you're looking for. Like for me, let's say I'm like, okay, I'm looking for people who are open to work. I'm looking for engineers. I'm looking for VPs of sales. So all these things are easy to find on LinkedIn. And then you're going to craft a direct message sequence, and you're going to send that message to your prospects. So it's really as simple as it sounds. When I started doing this, automation software existed, but it was a bit less common. So I was literally just copy and pasting the message by hand. I would literally every morning wake up and just sit in my bed and copy paste 20, 25 messages a day. And it really built my business. So that's what you need to do. Or if you want to set it up with the software, then it automatically runs for you. And all you have to do is just copy paste the search link from LinkedIn. It'll automatically import all the contacts from that link, and then it'll start sending messages however you want. So I recommend doing at least a 3-step campaign, which means you have 3 messages going out. So it's your first message, which is just like a genuine connection request. Your second message can be a little bit more info about like what you do and how you help the person. And then your third is just like a quick reminder if they haven't answered, if they haven't reached out, just to be like, hey, I know sometimes things get lost in the inboxes. Everyone's busy. I just want to check in again. So basically, the key to this is that you really want to know who your audience is, because you want the messages to resonate with them. And you always want to make sure that you're answering the question, like, what's in it for me? So if the person has to immediately care, like, why should they care about you? What makes you different? What is your unique selling proposition? You really want to convey that in the messages. But you don't want to be like, I do this and I'm the best and because no one cares. They always want to care about themselves. So it should be like, we help you do this through XYZ. So this is the problem you're having. This is the exact solution. This is the reason why I'm the best for this solution. That's what your messages should be answering. And now with AI, with ChatGPT, it's quite easy to come up with these messages. They can easily do that for you. Of course, I'm not saying just, put in one prompt to ChatGPT and just immediately copy and paste. Refine it, work it, do a few prompts, edit it. But it is really helpful and really useful. And it will make the process easier and faster. So that's really like the best way to generate leads. You can use LinkedIn, you can use Facebook. Facebook groups are excellent. They're especially, for niche things. Like I can go into a Facebook group specifically just for VP of sales, and I can get a lot of prospects from there. I'm sure as a business owner, you've experienced it yourself. You've gotten these types of messages. So study that. Look at what resonated with you, which ones you immediately deleted, which ones you thought were cool, which ones you thought were ridiculous, and then, pull from what worked and make sure you're avoiding what you hated. So, it all depends on you. There's so many camps. Like there's some people that say they want to have like long conversations before they get into business. I'm in the other camp. Like I just want to get to the point. Like I know you're trying to sell me something, so I don't find it genuine to have like oh, how's the weather? Oh, the weather's good there. That's great. How's your mom doing? Like, who cares about that? But I know lots of people are going to argue with me and say, no, we need to have genuine relationships. But I just find it strange because sometimes people will say that like, oh, I need to have a genuine relationship. But do you have a genuine relationship with your plumber? Do you have a genuine relationship with an electrician? Like if your sink is leaking, you're going to go on Google and you're going to try to find the first plumber that's fairly cheap in your area. You don't care about asking them how the weather is, how their mom's doing, what they've been up to on the weekend, talking to them 3 or 4 times before you get a plumber into your house. You care about getting the leak stopped and not flooding your house. So for me, it's the same with businesses. Like we will build a genuine relationship. I'm all for like being an integral person. I'm not suggesting to like scam people, but I do like getting to the point in my messages. So that's just like a little tip that I do. And that's why I like using LinkedIn, because LinkedIn's a little bit more about business versus Facebook or other platforms like that, like Twitter or whatever. So you should also try to tailor your campaigns based on the platform you're using. If you are using Facebook, you can make it a little more casual. You can make it a little more, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 messages before, and a little bit more conversational. How's the weather? Versus LinkedIn, for me, it's work to go more in on the selling right away. But you can also test. Like everything that we're doing in lead generation, everything in marketing is test. You can easily run A/B tests. All the automation software that I use has easy ways to do A/B testing. So you can literally have like message A in this, message B in that, and it'll automatically split your prospects, and then you'll get all the data and all the results. So that is the one good thing about paying for automation software, is it aggregates the data, so it's really easy to see. If you're copy pasting it yourself, you're gonna have to track it yourself. So you should have an Excel spreadsheet, and you should track like how many people have you sent, how many people are responding, how many people are closing. And you do want to aim for about, I would say, like 5% to 10% response rate. And then at least like, if you're sending 20 messages a day, hopefully you're getting minimum 5 to 10 people answering, and then 1 client out of that. If you are not getting those numbers, it's time to go back to the drawing board and retest. So it could be a completely different message sequence. You can just tweak a couple words, maybe a new hook. And really so the biggest like lesson I learned in copywriting is the point of the first sentence is to get people to read the next sentence. And the point of the second sentence is to get people to read the third sentence. So that's the point. Your first sentence is your most important, because that will make or break it. If the person isn't responding right away, there's a problem with your first sentence. So really make sure that there's a hook, that there's value, that there's information, answering those questions, what's in it for me. And that is the best way to generate leads, build trust, and build a business and get paying clients out of it. I also suggest creating a lead magnet and offering something for free. And if you are gonna create a lead magnet and offer that for free, then I would suggest using some type of software where you can put it behind a paywall. Not a paywall, but like an email address wall. So like you say, hey, I have this amazing PDF. It's like 7 tips for XYZ. I think you'd love it. Are you interested? They say, yeah, I would love that. Send it over. It's completely free. Yeah, it's free. You send it to them, but they have to put their email in to get it. And then once they put their email in, it sends automatically to their email. And why are we doing this? Because now not only are you generating leads, but you're building an email list. And that email list can be super valuable, because most people will not, actually no people I don't think are going to buy immediately. Like that's the dream. We all want that, but it never happens. I think the statistics are literally like every year it gets higher and higher, but it's like 13 to 18 touch points before someone buys. And it's happened to me as well, where like I've been on people's email list for over a year before I actually bought from them. So I like deleted so many emails. And then one day, I don't know, they just sent me an email. I was in the mood, something changed. I needed it. I had seen them so many times that I said, today is the day I'm going to buy from you. So you don't want to get discouraged. You don't want to be like, oh, but I sent this person a message once and they never bought from me, so I guess they'll never buy from me. Like, it's over. My rule too is like, until they tell you to stop, you don't stop. So if they're not answering, you keep sending messages. If they finally say, hey, this is annoying, stop, then take them off the list. Don't harass people. But if it's not a straight up no, it's a keep going. That's how you will build business. If you can't take rejection, if you can't take people saying no to you, good luck. Like, it's going to be very, very hard to be a business owner if you can't handle those things, because once you start sending messages, it will happen. Occasionally people are going to be extremely mean to you, but that's okay, because that's on them. That means they had a bad day. Something was going on in their life. You hit them at the wrong time. They took it out on you. Don't take it personally. Remove them off the list. Keep going. It will hurt, but you just be sad about it for 5 minutes, but then keep going. Because otherwise you will never ever get leads. You will never generate a business. Don't take it personally. Know that it's on them for reacting that way. As long as you are really not spamming people, as long as you're actually offering value, you're providing a genuine service, you are an integral person, you will hold up your end of the deal, then you have nothing to feel bad about for contacting people, because you are just trying to help them. And if they want to buy from you, great. And if they don't, that's fine. If they take it out on you, you remove them from the list, you move on. So that's my big advice. Adonis, what do you think about that? Anything to add? Anything you'd do differently?
Yeah, I mean, I think those are all great tips. The thing that I want to add to that in terms of when you're testing things, there's a few different things that could be going wrong with your lead generation, and I think it's important to identify them. The first thing that could be going wrong is your offer and positioning, right? So it's not always like the way that you say something. It's what you're saying and what is the content of that, right? Because sometimes, let's just be real, like an offer just isn't compelling, right? Like somebody is looking at it and they're like, yeah, I could probably get this cheaper somewhere, or yeah, this is just not a service that is really necessary. Like I don't even understand why this is even a service to begin with, right? So if you're selling like an offer that's like subpar, it can destroy your confidence as a lead gen person, because it's like, how do I actually make this valuable? Some offers just are not valuable. Some services and products and different things that you might be thinking about in terms of selling are just not very profitable or good. So if you're seeing a lack of success for a good amount of time, try to evaluate market fit and whether or not you have the right audience. And that was the second point I was going to make. So obviously you mentioned this before, Jess, your audience has to be perfect for what you're messaging about, right? And then to the third point, check for different like ways of engaging, right? Check your channel, check the way that you're messaging them. Like, does this person tend to respond to a little bit more of a casual type of a message versus like straight to business, kind of like what Jess was saying earlier about like just getting straight to it. Some people are more that way, and I've had other people message me and they're like, oh, I don't like being pitched on the first meeting. And then other people are like, oh, I love being pitched on the first meeting, right? So you're going to have some differences in how people see things. So I would say in that case, just do what you feel is right. Like if you feel like, hey, I'd rather start off slow, talking about clouds and astrology or whatever, like by all means, like that, if that's you. But like if you're the person who's just like, hey man, do you want to buy blah 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 blah, and then you just leave it that, like just come straight out with it. Sometimes people will respond better to that. So test it, adapt to different people. And but by all means, like look at those three things. You're looking at your offer and positioning, you're looking at your target audience, and you're looking at your communication style, right? And play with those, test them, see what works for you. And if you're still not seeing anything at that point, you may also want to look at your volume, right? Volume is also a huge piece. Automation is big today. That's something that we preach constantly. Jess was just saying, like, it doesn't cost that much to get automation. Get automation, so that way you're not manually typing out 50,000 messages, trying to follow up with all of these people. And that was going to be my fifth thing. Make sure your follow-up game is strong, because like Jess was saying, it takes more than 11 touch points these days to even just get one client. So make sure you have follow-up on, and that also comes with automation. So automation takes care of that last two steps for you. It can't fix your offer. It can't fix the way that you're messaging. I mean, it can give you AI suggestions, but we usually know how that goes. And then the third thing that it can't really fix for you is, your target audience, right? Like it can ask you who you want to target, but you have to choose the right market for what you're selling. So those three things are on you. The two other things you want to put on automation is the volume and the nurturing, right? So if you have a good nurturing campaign, put that thing in an automation, follow up with that thing. And then again, just reach out to as many people as you can, 500, 600 people every single week, maybe even more, right? And just keep that steady flow, and you'll have a pipeline that's very full in no time.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. So that's really what you want to focus on for generating leads, especially this way, because it is so cost effective and you really can build a whole business, multi 6-figure, even 7-figure businesses just off of this strategy alone. Of course, if you want to invest in ads and stuff later on, once you start making money, that's great. But this is what I would suggest for people starting out. It's so cost effective. It's so easy to do. And then just like in terms of communication, that's a really great point. You could try different things. Some people have sent me voice notes. If you're big into voice notes, you can send that. You could do videos like we're doing now. We send a lot of our YouTube videos over to people in our direct message campaigns because it builds trust, credibility. They get to see our faces. So right off the bat, I say to people like, hey, how's it going? I have this service. We help people get jobs. Are you in the market for a new position? If they say yes, I'm like, great, here's a video you can watch to learn exactly how it works. If you're interested, book a call with us. And it's worked very, very well. So, those you can, play around with voice notes, videos, and just text messages and stuff like that. So yeah, if you have any other questions, comments, anything else to add before I close up, Adana?
Yeah, I mean, like Jess was just saying, channel is important too. You got to figure out where they hang out, right? If they're hanging out on LinkedIn, if they hang out on the phones, if they hang out on, Instagram, like just find where they hang out and figure out how to be there, right? Try to be omnipresent. Everywhere they look, you want them to be seeing your face and your offer and what you bring to the table. So, with that said, we're hitting 15 minutes. We'll see you on the other side.
See you then. And if you need help building your business, contact us at jobstreamai.com.